Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are in the beautiful city of Calgary, Alberta, in Canada. We are taking the beautiful PMDG 737-800 on the Xbox Series X all the way down to Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada still. The flight time, hour and 6 minutes. We've just booted up the APU in this plane. It's looking like a nicer day in Calgary than when we arrived here in the last video. And Vancouver is looking about the same, overcast. So we're going to jump in the plane. I'm going to get it all set up. We're going to get it ready to go. And I'll be back with you guys once everything's programmed in, and I'll go over our flight plan route down to Vancouver. Alright, so we have this aircraft all programmed up now. Our flight plan route is in our FMC here. So we'll go to Boteg, Simta, then Novo, Booth, Vitev, Stavey, Lanny, Mills, Basra, Seabog, Aplex, Vilno, Bubel, Tavp, and then runway 08 right is what we are getting into Vancouver. Our cruise altitude today is going to be 34,000 feet. That's set up in our panel right here, and also our pressurization panel is set at 34,000 feet, and Vancouver is like 20 feet above sea level, something like that. So we're just gonna have a landing altitude of 0 feet. Engine start switch selector will be on the right, and everything is looking good to go. So let's get the pushback started, and we'll be good to go here. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start straight back. Roger that. Ready for push straight back. Brakes off. Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
And here comes the pushback. So let's start engine number 2. Alright, and we'll introduce fuel. And listen to that baby start up. Nice. Alright, so looks like we got a good start on number 2, so we'll switch over to number 1. We're looking for 25% on the N2. And we'll introduce fuel. And we can hear that one start up just very nice. Alright, we'll set the parking brake.
Brake set. steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute and release from guidance on your right. Have a good flight.
Alright, both engine start switches are on continuous. And now we'll put on the generators. APU bleed can come off. Packs can come back on. And our APU can turn off. And we'll just check to make sure window and probe heat is on. We don't need anti-ice. Our hydraulic pumps are all on. Packs are on auto. And our engine bleeds 1 and 2 are on. Pressurization panel is set. Engine start switches on continuous. And our anti-collision light, make sure that's still on. We'll give the cabin a little ding. And we'll select flaps 5. While we're waiting for flaps 5, we'll go to the system page down here, and we'll check the flight controls. So for full left, full right, back, and forward on the yoke, and rudder left, and rudder right. Alright, so that seems to be working fine. We'll get that screen off. And we will start our taxi down to runway 17 left. So let's get this thing going. Alright, so we're coming up onto the hold short line for runway 17 left here in Calgary. And we'll turn our landing lights on, our taxi light can come off, and our strobe light will come on. And we'll roll right on to runway 17 left. No need to hold short here, we're just going. Make sure flaps 5, auto brake RTO, engine start switches continuous, taxi light off, landing lights on, strobe light on. It looks like we are ready to go. And we'll turn our clock on. And here we go. I'll quit talking now so you guys can hear the nice engines of the 737 on this takeoff from Calgary.
Positive rate of climb.
And there we go. That is the beautiful takeoff from the Calgary International Airport. And we are on our way to Vancouver. And estimated time of arrival is about an hour and 6 minutes. So we'll enjoy the mountains, enjoy going through some clouds, enjoy the views. And I'll see you guys once we reach the approach into Vancouver International Airport. So until then, enjoy the views of the Canadian Rocky Mountains. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are on our approach into Vancouver International Airport. We are now crossing 13,000 feet and descending into Vancouver, as you can see on our screen right here, that we're going to be taking our approach all around here in and then landing on runway 08 right. This is the Canuck 5 arrival into Vancouver. It is a little bit overcast. It should be fun going through some clouds. We've got the ILS set up for 08 right. Minimums are 200 feet above the ground. We have the baro set up, so 209 will be our altimeter minimum. And crossing 12,000 feet just so to make sure everything is where it should be. Seatbelt signs are on, that's correct. We will turn our engine start switches on to continuous now that we are getting closer to landing. And everything is looking good. And we have our ILS frequency in there, 109.5 on both sides, and that'll guide us right down to the runway. We've been flying for about 54 minutes, so based on what our flight plan says, we should be landing in Vancouver in the next 10 minutes approximately. I just put up the current Vancouver METAR, and it says wind is 100 at 14 knots, so it will be a bit windy, so that'll make it fun. 20 miles visibility, broken at 6,300, and right now it is 7 degrees in Vancouver. Not bad for winter time. And altimeter is 3003, so we have to put that up a little bit. Alright. We are looking good for our approach into Vancouver. Our glide slope intercept point is at 2,030 feet, so that's why we have our altitude set at 2,000 feet, so we can intercept the glide slope. It is a little bit turbulence in these clouds. We are getting thrown around a little bit. Alright, so crossing 10,000 feet, we'll turn our landing lights on. And we'll give the cabin a dig. Alright, everything is looking pretty good. We'll turn our engine anti-ice on here, as we are in icing conditions a little bit. See, at TAV-P, we have to be at 1350, at 1,350 feet. So that'll be our last waypoint before landing to runway 08 right. So it looks like we are good, and we are on profile here. The diamond is centered in the middle, and also on our PFD here, our little triangle thing is right where in the middle, where it should be on this bold white bar there. Not sure the exact names for it, but yeah, if anyone knows, I'd love to know the exact names for that. And on our progress page, we should be landing with about 6,000, probably a little bit less than 6,000 pounds of fuel when it's all said and done. And as we're breaking out of the clouds here, we can... oh, there's the airport over there. That's Vancouver International, as you can kind of see it amongst the clouds right there. So we're on the downwind for 08 right. As we're coming out of the clouds now, we'll turn the engine anti-ice switch off. And just once again make sure everything is set up and where it should be, and everything is looking very nice. Beautiful British Columbia, the mountains. It's very nice. Coming from Calgary into Vancouver, it's very nice over the mountains and all that, and just very nice scenery. Alright, so we are now going to start to slow the aircraft down to about 200 knots, and we'll bring the speed brake out to help us. And once we cross the flaps up position there, we will get flaps 1. Alright, flaps 1, and we're going to verify. Yep, flaps 1. And about 185 knots. We should be good with the speed brake now. We just needed a little bit to slow down. Perfect. Alright, we will activate the approach. Flaps 2. And we'll do flaps 5. And you can kind of see the approach lighting system over there for Vancouver. And we have caught the glide slope. And we will soon be on the localizer. We have captured the localizer, but we're getting over to it now. And flaps 30, and our VRF speed of 145. And it's checked. Alright, we're in landing configuration. We're on the glide slope localizer, our speed's coming down, and we are looking very nice. A little bit of a crosswind at the moment, and it will be a little bit of a crosswind when we land. Yeah, 100, so it'll be about a 20-degree crosswind, so hopefully not too bad. Alright, we're looking pretty stable. There's 1,000 feet above the ground. Alright, let's get autopilot off. Auto throttle can come off.
Traffic.
And we're going to hand fly this thing down to the ground. Wind is looking like it's coming almost straight down the runway, which is nice. We're a little bit low, it says on the glide slope, but I don't really trust the glide slope. It's a little bit wanky in this game. Alright, we're looking good.
Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Landing.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
There we go, very nice. Alright, reversers in the green, speed brake in the green. $80 knots, manual braking. 60 knots, reversers can get stowed. And welcome to Vancouver, everyone. Where it took us an hour and 8 minutes for this flight today. We'll get off the runway here. Oh, just in time. Alright, we'll exit here. We'll throw on the parking brake for a second. Put the auto brake to off and get the flaps all the way up. And get the speed brake down. Perfect. Get our landing lights off, taxi light on, start the APU up, and strobe can come off. Alright, perfect. Let's head to the gate. And we'll stop the clock. Hour and 9 minutes, but we landed was an hour and 8 minutes. You know, I'll take that landing. I'll call that landing a 7 out of 10. We'll go into the ramp here and we'll take this gate that's right up here. Alright, runway turn off lights can come off. Let's see if we can get ourselves lined up. There's no line going into it, so we'll just have to make the line for ourselves here. go. And that looks like a good spot to put on the parking brake. And our APU is available, so we'll switch to the APU gen. APU bleed can come on, and we'll turn our engine start switches off. That'll kill the engines. And we are good to go. All right. Perfect. Is there a good view here? There we go. All right, well, there we have it. That is our flight from Calgary to Vancouver. Please, 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 thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Tell me what flight we should do next. I hope someone in the comment section will be able to say, hey, let's do this flight. The only requirement is I want it to be an airport in Canada. Either it's a Canadian airport to Canadian airport, or Canadian USA or USA Canadian, whatever. I just want us to be flying to or from a Canadian airport. That's the only requirement. So, I'll see you guys next time. So until then, I hope you guys enjoy flying, and I wish you guys clear skies and tailwinds. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.